Today's lesson is on solving equations using multiplication and division. The multiplication property of equality tells us if you multiply each side of an equation by the same non-zero number, the two sides remain equal. The division property of equality tells us if you divide each side of an equation by the same non-zero number, the two sides remain equal. Now we're going to solve some equations using multiplication. So for number 1, we have a over 8 equals 6. For this problem, a over 8 is written as a fraction. A fraction means division. So this is actually a divided by 8 equals 6. We want to look at the left-hand side of our equation because that's the side that has our variable, which is a. On this side, we are also dividing by 8. We want to undo the division, so we will do the inverse operation, which is multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by 8. On the left-hand side, we can write this 8 over 1 so that we make it a fraction. 8 and 8 can be simplified because we can divide them both by 8. And 8 divided by 8 is 1. So we can change both of our 8's to 1's. Now if we simplify the left-hand side, we just have a. So we have a equals, and 6 times 8 is 48. We can take this 48 and we can put it back into our original equation to see if it works. So instead of a, we'll have 48, and 48 divided by 8 does equal 6. Now for number 2, we have z divided by 2 equals 10. We want to look at the left-hand side of the equation because that has our variable z. On this side of the equation, we're dividing by 2. We want to undo the division, so we're going to use multiplication. So we want to multiply both sides by 2. Notice that I used a dot to represent multiplication. I decided not to use an x because I didn't want to get confused as to whether x was a variable or a multiplication sign. If we are dividing by 2 and then multiplying by 2, those two operations will undo each other, so we just have z. And then 10 times 2 equals 20. Remember, we can take this 20 and put it back into our equation. So 20 divided by 2 does equal 10. And now for number 3, we have 9 equals y over 7. Or we can say this is y divided by 7. For this problem, we're going to focus on the right-hand side of the equation because that has our variable y. We are dividing by 7 on this side of the equation, so we want to undo the division by using multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by 7. On the right-hand side, we can put this 7 over 1, and then we can simplify 7 and 7 by dividing by 7. And 7 divided by 7 is 1. So both of our 7's become 1's. Now we can simplify. 7 times 9 is 63. And on the right-hand side, when we simplify, we just have y. So we have that 63 equals y, which we know we can also write that as y equals 63. Now we can plug this back into our equation for y, and we have 63 divided by 7, and that does equal 9. Now we're going to solve some equations using division. So for number 4, we have p times 3 equals 18. We're going to look at the left-hand side of this equation because that has our variable. And on this side, we are multiplying by 3. If we want to undo the multiplication, we're going to use division. So we're going to divide both sides by 3. We can show division by making this a fraction. Just put a line underneath it and then put our 3. That will show division. We do this on both sides of the equation. If we are multiplying by 3 and then we divide by 3, those will undo each other. So on the left-hand side, we just have p, and that equals 18 divided by 3, which is 6. If we take this 6 and put it back into the equation, 6 times 3 does equal 18. Now let's look at number 5. We have 12q equals 60. we want to look at the left-hand side because that side has the variable q. 12q is multiplication. When we put a number right next to our variable with no signs in between, that is multiplication. So we need to undo the multiplication, and we do that by using division. Remember, we can just draw a line underneath it, and we're dividing by 12. Drawing this line represents division. So if we're dividing by 12 on the left-hand side, we also divide by 12 on the right-hand side. 12 divided by 12 is just 1, because they will undo each other. So multiplying by 12, dividing by 12, undo each other. Now we're left with q. And 60 divided by 12 is 5. We can take this 5 and we can plug it back into our equation, and 12 times 5 does equal 60. For number 6, we have 81 equals 9r. We want to focus on the right-hand side of the equation because that has the variable r. On this side, we are multiplying 9 times r, so we need to do the inverse operation because we want to undo the multiplication. So that means we need to use division. So we will divide by 9. We also need to divide by 9 on the left-hand side. 81 divided by 9 is 9. Multiplying by 9 and then dividing by 9 will undo each other, so we're just left with our r. So we have that 9 equals r. We can also write this as r equals 9. Now we can take this 9 and put it back into our equation. So we have 9 times 9, and that does equal 81. So r equals 9.